Hello, I'm doing this video to say that. So, look, the other day, yesterday, I go to Betty Tigers yesterday. I did do a video on it, by the way. But now, look, I think, in my honest opinion, yeah, I think. Listen, um, okay, I've done 4 videos so far. This is the fifth. Now, so yeah, look, I went to Betty Tigers yesterday, and nice seeing this person who I spoke to, who I've not seen in a long time. But listen, there was a couple of things which I do want to touch on. First of all, they said you need to find a girlfriend. Secondly, I thought you'd be married. That was the second. That was the second point. What I'm going to say on, and then the third thing, there was another person who said, "Oh, I like these people at church." All right, all right. All right. I'm gonna look. Look, listen. The two people who I have mentioned, listen, they are good people, but you don't just go out the blue and say, "Oh, I want this." Listen, listen. From my point of view, yeah, it's about being. Listen. It's about being sensible. It's about, for me, it's about being sensible. And I'm not going to go too much. Not going to touch too long on this, like I said. But what I do want to say, yeah, is things need to be done properly. Yeah, I think it's not. It don't just happen like that. Do you know what I mean? Just don't just happen like so and so. Like, do you know what I mean? Because what I'm going to say here, yeah, this is going to be strong. I'm not going to listen. If it was all about getting a girlfriend, I don't commit. I don't commit. It's as simple as that. I do not commit to the church, right? I could be doing. Listen, I could be doing anything. I could be doing anything. Yeah, I could have. Look, I could be sat at home doing absolutely nothing, sitting on my backside doing absolutely nothing. How do you think that would feel to me? I would be absolutely raging. I think, listen, I'd be fuming because I'd be not. Listen, I'd be upset because I'd be like, well, why wouldn't I want to meet new people? I'm not going to be. I'm not going to meet new people by staying at home all the time. So, what it was about was getting to know people. There's still people. Again, I've said this. I've stressed it long enough. There's people I still don't know, but it takes time. Listen, my argument is, my reply is, it takes time. When a football manager goes into a job, yeah, and you're signing 20 players, how are you meant to integrate them into the team, right? How are you going to integrate them, all those players, into the team? Yeah, you've got to find the best position, You've got to find their strengths of what they're good at, what do you know what I mean? What are they good at? What's their skill set? What's their skill so what's do you know what I mean? What they're good at and what's their strengths and weaknesses? Do you know what I mean? So what I'm saying here is it takes time. It takes time. It doesn't all of a sudden just happen like that. It doesn't. And I want to stress this out now and say it don't just happen so and so. It doesn't. And listen, I am strong on it, of course I am, because listen, I'm saying it for the best interests for me. This is for the best interests. I know how it worked for my mum and dad. So I know my mum and dad. I know my mum and dad's position. So it takes time. Listen, if it takes more than 4 years, more than 4 years. I've been going to the well 4 years, right? If it takes longer, so be it. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. It's as simple as that. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I'm not that bothered. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really bothered. I'm not. What all I'm bothered about is in going to the service, having a chat with people before the gathering and after the gathering when I can, and that's it. That's all I'm bothered about. I'm not bothered about anything else. Nothing else really bothers me. I know there's still some people who, again, I don't know particularly well, but I'm sure in good time I'll get to know them. So, like I said, the people who apparently I really like, which I do, look, it's for the right reasons, yeah? Not because I'm trying to, not because one of them, do you know what I mean? I'm going to ask one of them out. And listen, I'm going to say, do you know what I mean? I'm going to be in a relationship with one of them. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at the moment. Look, the things, I like people for the right reasons. I like people because it's for the right reasons. Yeah, they're for the right reasons. The right reasons are that they've helped me. We've worked well together. The two of them obviously who were who lived together and the housemates. We've worked well. I've worked really well with the two of them. We've worked really well together. Look at the skills with when I've stacked the chairs. Look at that. Look at that, for instance, when I've been stacking the chairs. So this is all for the right reasons. That's it. The right reasons. So for me, it's the right. They're the right reasons. And listen, I'm not thinking about pursuing anybody yet. I'm just, like I said before, as I finish here. This is my final point. It's going to take time. What I'm going to say is that the two people, I'm not always going to get that opportunity to speak to them, because sometimes, like one of them, they've not been there for, was it 2 weeks now? So listen, I'm not unhappy about it, and that's the thing. I'm happy, and that's the most important thing from my point of view.